Well, hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for the Andesite Blue webinar, where you can learn how you can earn a significant passive income by purchasing our corporate income bond that goes to fund the reconstruction in Ukraine and other worthy projects in Ukraine. So before I go through the presentation, I'm going to read a legal disclaimer that I'm required to read. I'm going to do this very quickly, and then we'll go through the actual presentation. So as accredited investors, you will be aware that all investments carry some element of risk. This investment is only available to investors who are able to assess their own appetite for risk. Please read the risk statement within the investment memorandum before investing. Well, fantastic. Let's get started, folks. So our financial product pays between 7.15% to 8.85%. Our company is a United Kingdom company, and we invest into the emerging market of Ukraine. We offer a 3-year and a 5-year passive income bond that can generate you mailbox money. You can get mailbox money, this passive income bond, and then there is a 3-year to a 5-year term on the bond. So it is a fantastic financial product, and it's something where the proceeds are used to invest into projects in Ukraine. So let's talk about the different industries that we invest in. We are investing in healthcare. We are investing in surgical and dental clinics. We are investing in real estate. We are investing in agriculture. Our emerging market reconstruction and industry bonds allow you to earn 7.15 to as high as 8.85%. And you can have the satisfaction of knowing that your money is going to something worthwhile, helping to rebuild Ukraine. So the team, let's talk about the team that is going to be working for you. We have a team with 250 years of business experience, and I'm going to just briefly introduce each team member. You can go to the andesiteblue.co.uk website and read in detail their backgrounds. We have Nigel Brigden, who's a UK citizen. He's the chairman of the board. He is a highly qualified and experienced banker with an in-depth understanding of all aspects of banking that he has gained over his 40 years career. He has excellent contacts throughout the city of London, and he's also someone that has experience with domestic and international securities markets. We have Christina Kush-Katrakis. She is a highly qualified and experienced international business, culture, investment, and political coordinator. She has been involved with and coordinated a number of multi-million-dollar projects worldwide. We have Tatiana Kiltika. She is our corporate secretary. Her prior experience includes project management, budget management, forecasting, and team leadership. She's a UK citizen, but she's also a Ukrainian citizen. She has been involved in a number of projects. We have Stephen Dyball. Stephen Dyball is a UK citizen, and he's our senior operations management. He brings a lifetime of experience in emerging markets. He has 4 decades of experience, and we'll hear more from him a little later in the presentation. We have Mike Wilson, who's the founder of Andesite Blue. He's an American businessman. He has experience working with some companies, including Panasonic, Brother, and AT&T, which he brings to the team. We have myself, Benjamin Z. Miller. I'm another American. I'm also the co-founder of Andesite Blue. I have experience with real estate, residential, and commercial, and also different business acquisitions and deals throughout the world. We have Vasil Mildnik. I'd like to introduce and draw your attention to him. He's a Ukrainian citizen, but he also was a director in the Ministry of Finance with the government of Ukraine. He was elected from the Vitaly Klitschko bloc, and we're very happy to have him with our team. He brings so much experience. We have Anatoly Landman, who's a Ukrainian citizen and a businessman, a lot of experience. He, if you've ever been to Kiev, was responsible for the implementation of the internet system throughout the metro. We have Dr. Mark Hong. He's an American, and he's an oral surgeon. He's our Chief Medical Officer. We have Andrew Richings. He's a consultant. He's the founder of Thomas Kelly Holdings. He's a UK citizen, and he advises us on a lot of issues. Now let's talk about the opportunities. Basically, this war has created new opportunities for investment, and emerging markets already were an opportunity to earn a great return. But now, as a result of this war, there is so much more opportunity that has developed. There's a twinning reconstruction initiative. This was put together by President Zelensky. And the way that it works is each country takes patronage over a city in Ukraine. So for example, the United Kingdom takes patronage over Kiev. Sweden takes patronage over Mykolaiv. Rivne Oblast is the Republic of Ireland takes patronage over Rivne Oblast. So it is a really great program, and it's something where it allows a lot of people to help, and each country to help. So earlier this month, Ukraine's Deputy Economy Minister, Alexander Grybin, he told delegates at the Ukraine Infrastructure Forum in London that the country would become one of the best in the world in terms of opportunities for investors. We see here Bucha. This is a city where the war crimes occurred. There were other cities, many cities where there were war crimes, but this was where war crimes occurred in Bucha. And now there has been a significant amount of reconstruction in the area. It is something where a lot has happened in the area to really rebuild the city, and there's been great improvements that have been made. And that's something that Andesite Blue, our reconstruction bonds, we want to do all that we can to help with reconstruction in different areas where this is needed. It's something that is so important. And you know, if you actually look at the improvement, it is amazing what has happened in terms of improvements over the destruction. Look at that, amazing improvements. Okay, so now we're going to talk about 3 reasons for you to invest in Ukraine. And this is actually going to be according to Ukraine Invest Chairman Daniel Bilak. So I'm just going to play a very short clip here and kind of go over what are 3 reasons that you would want to invest into Ukraine.
It was a real honor for Ukraine Invest to sponsor Ukraine House Davos this year, because there were a number of key things that came away from that engagement. There's 3 basic reasons that were stipulated. We had Sir Suma Chakrabarty, president of the EBRD, basically said that because of the government's reforms, Ukraine is open for business. And I think that was a very key message for everybody to hear. The second message that we got was from business itself, major companies that basically said, look, Ukraine, because of the reforms that the government has undertaken, is now a stable, predictable, emerging market. We can wrap our heads around the risk-reward ratio and we can make money. And the third takeaway was that it was given to us by Horizon Capital that had just set up a $200 million private equity fund for investment into Ukrainian small cap companies, saying that Ukraine has highly valued assets that are underpriced, and that this was another fantastic opportunity that to catch Ukraine on the way up as the economy continues to grow.
So true. Really great reasons to invest in Ukraine. So now we're going to hear a clip here of Stephen Dieball, who's with Andesite Blue, and also Mike Wilson, who's also with Andesite Blue, talking about rebuilding Ukraine. Stephen Dieball is the senior operations management for Andesite Blue, and here's just a short clip.
I've sort of a long history in the manufacturing industry, engineering, chemistry, either running chemical manufacturing plants or building them. Working in all the emerging countries, Africa, all of Africa, a good deal of it, into India, Pakistan, Turkey, Kazakhstan, even down into Brazil.
Okay.
So very much my last 30 years has been building facilities in the emerging markets.
Fantastic. That's something that's going to be so important is the reconstruction of not only housing, but also manufacturing plants. A lot of things are going to require extensive reconstruction, and Steve Dyball brings a lot of experience to the team. We're really fortunate to have him with us. He's a great team member. Let's go through and answer the question. How do these Andesite Blue Bonds compare to perhaps other investment opportunities that are out there? Because when we designed this bond, we wanted to create a financial product that really was a win for the investors, where it exceeded what's already out there on the market, and where it had the opportunity for an investor to really earn some significant passive income. So here we have the S&P 500 index, and I'm sure that many of you already invest into the S&P 500 index. It's kind of the go-to thing that a lot of people do. But look at how much Andesite Blue Bonds, if you were to purchase one of our bonds, look at how much they exceed the annualized return on the S&P 500 index. You're well over 300 basis points there, just depending on what you do. So definitely an opportunity. And if you're in the S&P 500 index, you might think about adding some Andesite Blue Bonds to your portfolio. We exceed global equity. We exceed US bonds. We exceed global bonds. We have higher annualized returns than all of them. And that's something that can be a real win for an investor. The part of the reason people say, well, how is it that can happen? Well, that's really, folks, the advantage of investing in emerging markets. Each of our projects, be that a real estate project, agriculture, energy, medical, IT, etc., they provide the highest growth returns for our investments. And this allows us to offer better rates for our bond investors. And let me tell you another thing that makes a big difference with our Andesite Blue Bonds. We also are not paying fees to fund managers. I'm sure many of you have had the private equity guys and the hedge fund guys talk to you, and they'll tell you all about their fees, their 2 and 20 and their carried interest provision. Oh, they have so many fees. And I'm not giving those guys a hard time. I'm not saying they don't deserve their fees. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of those guys. But the reality of the matter is, when you invest with Andesite Blue, none of your money is going to pay fees to fund managers. And that's part of the reason that we can do so much better. And frankly, a lot of people, they get hooked on that private equity where they think it's going to provide them with some miracle. Folks, look, 1/3 of private equity, they fail, they lose money. 1/3 break even. And then maybe the third that's left over actually makes some money. So they get excited about that potential high return. But a lot of private equity investors, really, they would have done so much better if they had invested in Andesite Blue Bonds and just taken a 7.15 to an 8.85 instead of gambling on those higher rates of return. So something to consider, folks. It's definitely something to consider. Okay, so now we're going to hear from, this is
they will have.
This is a clip with Mike Wilson, who's with Andesite Blue, and we have Svetlana Hiliuk, who's with Ukraine NUA. And they are talking in this clip about the reconstruction of flats and apartments in Ukraine. Ukraine NUA is such a great company. They are amazing. They're going into Ukraine and they're doing a lot to help with the reconstruction and the rebuilding. And Andesite Blue is working with them. We are working with this other company so that together we can do more to rebuild Ukraine. It is exciting. But here's a conversation.
Their job, and they will have their salaries for life,
Yes.
continue their happy life in Ukraine, in new community. It will be modern community with latest technologies and everything. We are working very hard with green energy in our communities, and it will be very high quality communities. We are our dream to build communities of future. It must work not 1, 2 years, 10 years or 20. We are looking for about 100 years.
Jobs. It's actually not just the fabrication of the homes, on the prefabrication of the homes and the modulars, because that will be done in a factory. And so we'll have Ukrainian factory workers, will have employment through that. but you're also creating jobs on those, inside those communities, and we're creating businesses inside those communities, so that it's all Ukrainian. So we're actually producing the economy that this is sustainable. Manufactured homes and the modular homes, you do have a plant, a factory that has all of the material and everything ready to start putting these homes together. Now, it's not cookie cutters. These are actual, they're better quality. They have better efficiencies. They have better insulations. They retain heat better in the winter, and they retain the coolness in the summer. So they're very strong and durable homes. And what's really great about it is that because it's in a factory, you can easily monitor the quality control, the preparation of the foundations, whether it's a single dwelling home, single family dwelling home, or whether it's a multifamily, and such as a high-rise apartments. So these can be done in either way. The other really nice thing about these homes is the design. They're not just boxes. Okay, they have a very good aesthetic look, exterior and.
So very good. Such a great company. And then here's a clip with Bradley Reed, who is also with Ukraine NUA. He's speaking with Mike Wilson about the reconstruction.
And introduce Bradley, and Bradley, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mike.
And
Very nice
you've
to
been
be
here a week now from Ireland.
Been here a week from Ireland, yes, County Tipperary.
Okay, so would you do me a favor and just tell our audience a little bit about you, your background, and what you're doing?
All right, I'm a media guy.
Okay.
Ostensibly started in the media, in radio, television, motion pictures. I have built theme parks in China. I've created nightclubs in London. We've done national radio programs. But then I moved from media into renewable energy. So
Okay.
started to
All
get
right.
into waste to energy, so municipal solid waste into energy, and then solar energy.
Okay. Okay.
A few years ago, we created a company here called Evagy, which was all about doing rooftop solar in Ukraine.
Okay. All right.
Because we had a group in a company in the UK called Maximum Earth Group. And it was about becoming a micro utility built around rooftop solar for large commercial and educational institutions. Opening up the factory in Livna, because Republic of Ireland has a special relationship with Rivna. We've been connected and joined as sisters. You know,
Okay.
So we're looking at Rivna to build a factory.
So that'll be the factory there, yeah.
The factory there. Then we'll bring the modular pieces to wherever it happens.
Right.
We're building the community. We build in 15 house chunks. We'll put 15 houses in and a store, a little shop. And then the next phase, as soon as we've got enough
Fulfill that,
occupancy
yes.
in that, we'll start the next phase, and that will have the kindergarten or the school. And
Right,
then
right.
there's going to be a gold rush. This is going to be the emerging.
So true. So true. This is really going to be an opportunity to
Introduce
invest.
Bradley,
And the best way to invest is to just invest with Andesite Blue. We've already done all the groundwork. We were here before the war, during the war, and we'll be here after the war. So let's talk about the advantages and key features of the Andesite Blue Bond. First, you can reach your passive income goals more quickly. We make it easy for you, folks. Just set up a time, contact us. We can go over what your goals are, and we can get on a plan to make that happen for you. We also offer maximum diversification. That's such a huge benefit. You're not just investing in one thing. You're investing across industries, healthcare, housing, agriculture, et cetera. Fantastic. No fees. You've got an opportunity here where you can invest and you're not losing a bunch of money to fees. Interest payment flexibility. You can choose when you get paid. We work with you on that. We want to do what works for you. How does the bond work? It's so simple. It's just a passive income bond. It's available for high net worth accredited investors and institutions, and the net proceeds are used to invest into projects our Ukrainian management company collects the rent and oversees management of the loan portfolio. Here's an illustration of the returns. If you were to place 100,000 pounds, you could, at a 7.15%, you wanted it for a 3-year term. And quarterly payments, you'd receive 21,450 pounds in interest, and then your 100,000 in principal back. Or if you want the maximum, folks, and that's what we recommend, if you're looking for the highest return, you should go with the 60-month bond. The 60-month bond, you can just place the 100,000 pounds, or if it's a larger placement, whatever it is, you place it, you're going to be earning 8.85%. 8.85% year after year after year, and it's compounding for you. And the nice thing about it is at the end of 60 months, you've earned 55,659 pounds in interest for every 100,000 pounds you've placed. So it's a great system. So people sometimes ask, why should I invest in the bond? This is if you're looking for an above average return on investment, you need Andesite Blue Bonds. How long term is the bond? We work with you 36 to 60 months. Can you put the bond into your SIP? Folks, look, you need to ask your SIP administrator, your self-invested personal pension administrator, but there's no reason that I can see that it wouldn't qualify for a SIP. And if your SIP provider has questions, please have them call us. We'll be happy to work with them and get them the information they need, because this is something that we definitely can explain the financial product to them. What type of investment is it? It's corporate income bonds. Who can invest? The requirements are you should be an accredited investor over the age of 18. You could be a trust, you could be a company, you could be a business, you could even be a charity. Come one, come all, we welcome you to Andesite Blue. How's the tax managed? We pay all the money to you. We don't take any money out for taxes. We just pay it all to you. Are there any limits on how much I can invest? No, there's no limits. And folks, we are set up to work with larger institutional investors that are looking for larger amounts as a placement, and we can work very closely with them. And we also welcome accredited investors to get them on their path to what they're looking for. Can you get access to the money early? No, folks, you can't get access to the money early. And that's actually a benefit, because they have done studies. In reality, all of that moving in and out all the time, they do these day traders, some guy's looking at a chart and, oh, it went up, the stock went down, I'm going to sell, I'm going to buy. That just burns up money and fees. With this, you've got the ability to get a nice, solid, long-term rate of return that far exceeds what you can get on government bonds, and it's so much easier. So we set the product up where when the bond matures, we've got the money ready for you. But this is not one of these day trading products that's set up to try to make money on fees. How will I receive the interest? We just pay it to the bank account you nominate. How can I invest? Folks, it's so simple. Just go to www.andesiteblue.co.uk, fill out the contact form, send us a message. Our team will get back with you right away. Well, folks, that is it for our presentation. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and open it up for any questions.